Now, there's a lot of things you can't do in a classroom, and I think putting your hand down someone's pants is probably one of them. But what I will say is that this story gets a little intense and something that none of you guys should do, especially you ladies out there. Don't do this. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy but super embarrassing story. Now, today's story all takes place back when I was in high school, and this was my grade 11 year. Now, in grade 11, I was known as a player. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but not really at the same time, since this whole channel is about me trauma dumping. But what I can say is that yes, I was a guy that basically went for many different women. And am I proud of it? Most definitely not. But at the same time though, would I do it again? No, definitely I wouldn't. I don't know why I was about to say yes, but in a way, I guess, you know, you start to grow out of things, and me being a player was one of them. But anyways, back when I was in high school, my grade 11 year, I remember I took this one class called foreign languages. If you guys don't know what foreign languages are, basically it's literally in the name of foreign language. Like for example, I speak English. So a foreign language to me is like Persian, for example, which is also half of what I am. But basically in this class, we just learn to speak different languages, which is the best way to explain it. Like for example, I learned how to say hi in like 5 different languages. Like in Persian, you say salam, Spanish, you say hola, in French, you say bonjour, and on top of that, like there's konnichiwa, and then there's, you know, ni hao. I don't know, there's many different ways of saying hello. But while learning in this amazing class of foreign languages, there was one thing about this class that I liked a lot. And you guys were probably thinking that I learned a specific language I enjoyed. No. If anything, my crush was in this class, and she was the untouchable. What do I mean by untouchable? Well, I mean, let me put it this way. This girl was like known as the girl that basically no guy could actually get into a relationship with. No joke, like the amount of times guys have tried hitting on this girl, but she would deny every single one was insane. And me knowing that like I was already rumored to be a player back in high school, it didn't help that that word was being spread around for her to even give me a chance. So knowing this, I knew that this girl was basically known as the untouchable. Anyways, I remember in the middle of the semester, we ended up getting a special assignment handed out to us. Our teacher walked in front of the classroom and said, "Okay, students, I'm going to be putting you guys into groups of 2, and you guys are going to be describing your language and what it means to you and what it means for that specific country." At this moment, I'm not going to lie, I really hate when teachers put like students into groups and not let us choose our own groups, because we always end up in the most weirdest scenarios. Like I remember the amount of times I got put in with the quiet kid in class that never wanted to actually do anything, but then I had to do everything. It really sucked. But this one time, our teacher ended up putting the names on the board, and one by one, I ended up seeing my name getting written next to my crush's name. And we had the country of Spain. Now, if you guys don't know what Spain language speaks, they speak Spanish. And apparently, there's a lot of stuff going on with Spanish. So knowing this and knowing that I was put with her, I was really excited. I was like, okay, like this is great. Like, you know, this maybe gives me a chance to talk to her, show her what I'm really about. You know, I was more focused on, I guess, communicating with my crush than actually, I guess, doing the actual homework and the project. So going on, me and this girl, we ended up basically sitting next to each other, and she looks over at me and says, "Okay, Baba, so you're actually gonna work on this project with me, right?" "Huh? Oh yeah, of course, I got you. Yeah, you know, do you want to just do the project at my place, you know, after school?" "Are you seriously inviting me over? We haven't even started the project yet." "Yeah, I know, but I like to get a hold of things and get things done quick, if you know what I mean." She ended up looking at me kind of awkwardly, and I knew that this was way too early of a call to basically be inviting her to my place. So me and her, we started working on the project together, and we started basically, you know, working on, you know, what Spanish language means to us, and, you know, what it means to the country of Spain and Mexico, and I guess basically every other language that speaks Spanish. Comment down below if you speak Spanish. I don't really know. It's a very common language, especially here in America. Later on, after class ended and the bell rang, I remember I ended up packing all my things, and this girl ends up looking at me saying, "Hey, Bubba, we didn't get really much far in our project. Is it cool if after school I do come over?" Yeah, 100%. I don't see why not." "Okay, sweet. I'll be at your place right after school, okay?" Do you even know where I live?" "Oh, right. Here's my number. I don't really hand it out, so just don't give it to anyone weird." I remember she ends up writing her number on a piece of paper and then hands it over to me. And I got super excited thinking, yo, I just got this girl's number that is literally the untouchable. So knowing this, you know, I'm a little hyped up, I'm a little pumped up, and I'm not gonna lie, there were some guys in my class that noticed that she gave me her number. And right as, you know, we all end up going into the school hallway, 2 of these guys walk up to me and they're like, "Yo, Bubba, did you actually rizz her up? Did you get her number?" At this moment, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did one thing that no guy should ever do. And I lied saying, "Yeah, bro, I rizzed her up, you know, like I'm the Rizzler." And yeah, it was pretty easy. "Wait, are you serious, bro? Dude, that's insane. Congrats, man." And he ended up giving me a high five. Now, I knew from a distance that my crush ended up seeing him give me a high five. In reality, like, you know, I tried to play it low key and cool, you know, a bit nonchalant, so it didn't seem like anything was going on, because I totally just lied to this guy about me raising her up, when in reality, the only reason why she gave me her number was to basically do homework. Later on, as the school day went by, after school, I ended up going in front of my car waiting for my crush to show up. My crush ends up walking up to me and she's like, oh, I was just gonna drive myself over to your place. Oh, you drive? Yeah, Bubba, I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man. Oh, okay, bet, that's fire. So do you just want to follow me? Here, just give me your address. She ends up pulling out GPS on her phone, and I ended up putting down my address, and me and her, we ended up leaving the school parking lot together. And at this moment, a lot of people definitely noticed after school that me and her drove off behind each other, because a lot of people started texting me being like, yo, Bubba, is she following you home? Dude, there's no way she's actually going to your house. And what did I reply back with? Yeah, you know, she likes me, and you know, we're going out on a date later, but we're starting back out in my place first. Yeah, guys, quick warning, don't ever lie about if a girl actually likes you or not. It does not make you cooler. It does not make you more popular. It doesn't even help you in any way, shape, or form with actually pulling the girl in the future. And you'll see why things got a lot harder for me, because I remember when we got to my place, I ended up basically texting my mom before I left school to basically clean up my room, and she did. Thanks to my mom, I love you so much. And when me and my crush ended up parking our cars in front of my place, we ended up going inside and went straight down to my bedroom. I remember my crush ends up looking around. She's like, wow, like this place is actually pretty clean for a guy's room. What is that supposed to mean? Well, I mean, like, you're extremely organized. I kind of like that. Oh yeah, you know, I like to keep things organized, you know, keep things in shape, like me, for example. I don't know, I was totally just trying to like play it cool, I guess, and nonchalant, but then this girl just wanted to get straight into work, so she ended up basically clearing off my keyboard for my gaming setup, and she sat down next to me, and me and her started doing the project. I want to say like 2 hours went by. My mom went down and introduced herself, and basically around like the 30-minute mark, after my mom came down, my crush ended up standing up and looked at me saying, hey Bubba, can I use the bathroom? Oh yeah, for sure, it's just down the hall to the left. Okay, sweet. Just finish this part, and then yeah, I'll come and help you with the rest. She ends up leaving for the bathroom, and I ended up getting a phone call right at that moment. I ended up answering the phone being like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Bubba, is it true you're going out with that girl, bro? Dude, I know you've been interested in her for a minute. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, dude, she's actually over at my place as we speak. Wait, really? Dude, that's awesome. What are you guys doing? You know, she's like, you know, in the bathroom right now, getting ready for me. We're about to do the Devil's Tango. Wait, really? Yeah, bro, she can't resist touching my eggplant. Like, it's crazy, dude, is what I told him. And I was basically totally lying to this guy, saying that me and this girl were like in a hardcore, like, you know, relationship, or I guess you'd say Devil's Tango relationship, when in reality we weren't. But me and my buddy, we ended up yapping for a while, and I started to notice that she's been gone to the bathroom for a fat minute. But right as I hang up, oddly enough, she ends up turning around the corner. Oh, hey, Bubba, did you finish the part? Yeah. I was almost done it. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh, with what? Nothing, just nothing at all. It's just, you know, I was on the phone with my little sister. That's all. Your little sister upstairs? Yeah. Anyways, back to the project, right? In a way, she acted really oddly as if she knew what I just did, but I wasn't sure of it at the time, because I remember when me and this girl ended up finishing the project at my place, she ends up standing up and saying, okay, Bubba, well, I'll see you at school tomorrow. And she ended up just straight up standing up and leaving. I didn't even walk her out of my place. She just straight up got up and left as if she was like mad at me for something, but I didn't really know what, until the next day happened. And this is where things get really embarrassing, because the next day I ended up basically going into school, and I saw her at her locker. I ended up walking up to her saying, hey, like, how's everything going? Like, you ready for this project? Yeah. Why are you near me right now? Oh, you know, I just wanted to ask you if you were ready for the presentation. I'm ready, okay? She ends up slamming her locker closed and walked away. And at this moment, I realized that she was like mad at me for something, but I didn't know what. Like, I didn't know what was triggering her or what was making her upset. From there, I remember I ended up basically like, you know, walking to my other classes. And when I was, my buddy ends up walking up to me that called me the day before. He walks up to me being like, ooh, Bubba, how's your new girl, bro? I saw you talking to her in the hallway. Oh yeah, she's chilling. She's good. Right. That's fire, bro. Okay. So, like, anything new between you guys? Like, are you guys, like, going on another date or anything? Huh? Oh, nah, we're just taking things a bit slow. That's all. Wait, you're taking things slow, but you guys already done the Devil's Tango. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we're just taking a step back, is what I told him. Trying to see if I can, like, slowly unravel the lie I just made. But then he ended up walking away, and then finally, when the presentation started to come out, this is where things got really bad. Because I remember it was our turn to present, and me and this girl, that was my crush, we ended up going in front of the class. And And reminder, my friend that called me the day before was also in my class, and a bunch of other people that thought I was dating her were also in my class. So knowing this, I basically ended up going on front of the classroom with her, and we started presenting how Spanish is like, you know, the language of love. We ended up talking about the origin of it. But then out of nowhere, for some reason, my crush ended up going off script. She ended up going in front of the classroom saying, and speaking of the language of love, one thing that you have to realize is that it sounds really good when you're saying it to someone that you really care about. And she ends up standing up right in front of me, and she ends up putting her hand down my pants, saying some Spanish thing that I have no idea what she just said. And then afterwards, she says to me, oh, wait, it's too small for me. Never mind. At this moment, our teacher stood up and he's like, whoa, students, we should not be doing this in front of the classroom. Can you guys stick to the presentation at hand, please? And at this moment, when this girl ended up saying it was too small, the whole entire classroom just started laughing at me. I didn't know what was going on, but at the same time, all my friends ended up realizing that this girl definitely was not into me in any way, shape, or form, and that I lied the entire time about her liking me. Yeah, I guess in a way, she remained untouchable afterwards, and it made me realize that lying about a girl liking you and doing things with a girl and lying about it, just not worth it. Just don't lie in general. It's just not worth it. But if you guys enjoyed the story, click on one of the videos on screen and follow for more embarrassing stories just like this one. Peace out, guys.